Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Not Coming Soon. It's the premiere podcast for timely updates to the entertainment industry and movies that are coming to your street corner theater very shortly. We're basically like a short run trailer podcast. Movies that are right on the edge of tomorrow.
Good. I saw Edge of Tomorrow not too long ago for the first time.
First time? It's great.
Yeah.
It's terrific.
It's an amazing concept.
Well, before we get into it, my name is Jeff Myers.
And my name's Ryan Myers.
This is part 2 of Table for Who?
Table for Who?
We did not talk about the title on camera last time, so we wanted to make sure to...
Good point.
Yeah. So it'll be the title of the last episode.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Welcome. Before we continue our conversation about the most forgettable man in America, we will give you the updates of the industry and what's going on in media.
The day of this recording.
And even still, the day of recording is 5 days removed from the event that we're going to talk about, which was the Oscars of 2024 Oscars. That's what they call it, the 2024 Oscars, right? So it's 2024 Oscars deals with the 2023 movies.
It's same thing with the freaking fiscal year. Fiscal year 2024 starts in April of 23.
And it's different for every company.
Also true. But 2024 Oscars, not to be confused with the movies that have come out in 2024.
Right.
So if you're like,
the movies of 2023,
we're gonna... Yeah.
I got 12, correct? My guesses? 12
I didn't do one this
20
year.
24 or something like that.
Nice.
That's not a great hit rate, but I felt decently good about most of my picks. It was a little hairy on the documentary shorts. Documentary shorts. Dude,
do you watch many of those?
No, I don't watch any of them.
Where can you?
Sometimes, if you're paying attention, they'll pop up in a theater. I don't imagine they're popping up in your theaters. Just the center of culture is maybe not, but
yeah. Actually, they might. There's a pretty cool little like indie film theater nearby.
Okay,
it's actually pretty fun.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, that makes
They might.
Yeah, that sounds right. You probably did.
Yeah.
Probably did come there. But as I'm talking about the shorts categories, I would just want to say, Wes Anderson, come on, dude. That's not what the shorts category is for.
Yeah. Dude took a reprieve from playing Major League Baseball, went down to the minors, won himself an MVP.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
My short will be an adaptation of Roald Dahl's novel, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Ben Kingsley, Dev Patel, and we're just going to enter it to the Oscars.
Ridiculous.
That's some category fraud right there. That's not the spirit of the category. I think that's his first Oscar, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
His first Oscar is a cheat. Whatever. Good for him. And he wasn't even there. So potentially he didn't even care about this thing. And so like Netflix submitted him, and he was like, "I'm too embarrassed to show up to take this award." We'll see.
That's interesting. What did Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel made some joke about Wes Anderson couldn't be here because he was like playing with clay or something like
that. Jimmy Kimmel did a great job.
Great job.
There's some great bits.
Yeah.
John Cena.
John
Mulaney.
That was bold. John Mulaney. Incredible.
I love when he goes into an overly complicated explanation of the entire plot of a movie. Incredible.
That movie should have won an Oscar. Oh, also, I I didn't get his joke about Madame Web because I hadn't seen Madame Web, so I didn't know that line, and I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
Well, the line itself is not in the movie; it's in the trailer for the movie.
And Stop it! Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. That's
what?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have no excuse to have not understood that. I guess I never watched like a full trailer with sound. Interesting.
No, it is very forgettable. And I like what they did with all of the acting categories, bringing out the past winners. That was really nice.
That was,
and it seemed like
awesome.
It was meaningful to the nominees too.
Oh, totally. Well, I said that to Emily. I was like, can you imagine being like newer at acting and maybe your first nomination, and you have these absolute legends introducing you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like, it's very cool. It's also just fun to see them all. Like the Cage.
The Cage.
It's like, who does that? Or would I have done that? Absolutely. But
great show, entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. Started an hour early. Love that here on the East Coast.
Yeah, we got finished with it, and we were like, well, this is a weird time. It's too early to call it a night, and it's too late to watch a movie. I guess we'll watch the Oscar-winning short from director Wes Anderson.
There you go. They built it in.
They built it in.
No, we got to go to bed at a reasonable hour, so I'd say that's an even trade-off.
There you go.
How great was that I'm Just Ken performance? Wonderful.
What a delight.
I thought, so unless they dubbed this one hard, I was like, when I watched Barbie, I was like, man, it's clear I figured he was singing, but like in a very controlled studio environment for the song. But he sounded very close. Like, that was pretty spot on.
Yeah,
like,
he's a performer.
Didn't sound too edited. That was pretty good.
He
Slash
is
coming out of
performer.
Nowhere. Did you get a chance to watch Poor Things?
I did. Yes, I watched it in theaters actually. Have you seen it?
Oh, good. No, I haven't. We tried to. Haven't yet. Probably gonna be this weekend. But man, that was the like.
Yeah, I ran away with it.
Yeah, it did. Did you get a lot of those predictions?
I think I did pretty well on the below the line categories that went to Poor Things. I missed sound going to Zone of Interest. And I also put Lily Gladstone as best actress. I think even
was surprising.
What's very interesting is that, have you watched The Curse with Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder?
Oh, no, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, it is about a white couple filming an HGTV show going into this predominantly Native American population town and building these ridiculous houses that drive the prices up and push people out of their communities. What a fascinating show to have done in the same year that you win
Academy. Jesus.
I know. I think that her reaction was like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me a part of this conversation still?" So, but I mean, she did an amazing job in Poor Things. It's a very going for it performance.
Yeah. Well, that's especially with the makeup and set design and all that. It just seems like a movie that is like, guys, if we don't win the Oscars for these categories, we lost. Well, this is the point.
Dude, Yorgos is such a weird guy. Everything that he's done has been absurdist. Basically, he found a niche.
It works.
And he's killing it.
He's killing it. I mean, he gives me Tim Burton vibes. And we don't give a ton of Tim Burton these days, so filling some shoes. Chris Nolan getting his first directing film Oscar. Well deserved. It's kind of funny when you go back and think about how some of his movies are considered the best movies of all time, period, and didn't win. But he got some recognition, and it's well deserved. Amazing. Now, should we talk about the movies that were not up for an award?
This year?
This past Sunday. And will be up for awards 1 year from last Sunday. Ish, give or take.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you're referring to Dune Part 2.
I'm talking about Dune Part 2.
Yeah, that's really interesting too, because it like was almost a contender. Its original release date was going to be a contender in this Oscars, and that would have been a really, really interesting race. Because I think that has a lot. It would push. I think a lot of the acting categories would be shaken up, and I think that Best Picture would have been. I don't know, because Oppenheimer was just phenomenally received, and so
I don't think Oppenheimer would have been dethroned, but I think someone might have lost a nom.
Yes,
I don't know who.
And potentially the debate would have been stronger. It didn't seem like there was a huge debate over what's going to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
The only thing maybe you could have said was like potentially Poor Things was making a run for it with all the other categories it was winning. But yeah, I think it was a pretty foregone conclusion.
One thing I found interesting in the Oscars, Ludwig won for score, correct? Yep. For Oppenheimer?
Yep.
But they did not win for, I think, sound mixing or
sound design. Yes.
Sound design. I don't think they were nominated.
Oh, interesting. I don't know.
Which is very weird, because I feel like consistently Chris Nolan's movies have a very cool sound aspect to them with all the practical effects that go into it.
Especially with
recognized in that category.
Yeah, especially with the main test. That was really amazing.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. Well, Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2.
You've finally seen it.
Yes. I watched it this past Saturday and stopped by the Lego store afterwards. Okay. So here's my thing. Here's my thing. I don't know where to start here.
Okay. So I'm getting concerned.
No. Don't be concerned. I think at the worst, I don't care for the Dune story.
Okay.
I love watching this movie.
Okay.
Love it. It is beautiful. I don't care for the story, but I still want to watch it. That's kind of how much I like the visual aspect of it. Because I remember watching the original, the 1970 version. This one doesn't hold a candle to this one. It just effects wise, and like it's not even on the same plane of cinematography, of course. But I remember thinking like, this story's kind of, lacking, and I still kind of felt that way with this, to be honest. Just want to throw that out there.
Okay. Can you pinpoint what that lacking piece is?
This isn't necessarily Dune's fault, but it's the done to death of the chosen one bringing peace to the galaxy kind of thing. I thought the kind of the climactic parts of it didn't hit fully. Like the killing of the Baron just felt like spoilers, man. Okay, well maybe we'll go back. Like this guy who is such a presence in the first one and all throughout the second one is immediately just overshadowed by the Emperor when he shows up, and then killed like immediately. Dave Bautista's final showdown with Josh Brolin is maybe 10 seconds. That could have been on purpose to show Josh Brolin is by far the superior warrior. I'd understand that. That's all right.
So
I also thought this was going to be the wrap up, which it was not.
So I will say a couple things.
Yes, please.
So I have added context. I have read the book. So there's a little bit extra bits here and there that are missing from the movie that kind of make it a little bit deeper. Like, for instance, when you first see Fade Ralpha in the Colosseum scene, there is basically like a 3-way plot for not drugging the one last Atreides fighter. There's like several people who are all in on it. With different motivations. One is motivated to say, "Hey, you should try to get this guy to actually be able to kill him." Some are like, "Okay, we need to make it look like there's something afoot, like fake conspiracy or something." There's a lot extra like political thriller aspect to a lot of the pieces in there. There's a lot of different motivations and things like that. And then on the piece that you're talking about at the end, well, Rabin is supposed to be basically a screw up and a failure from the beginning. Like he is put into place so that to make Austin Butler's character look better, like even better than he is. So like bringing in Dave Bautista's character, who is obviously not capable of controlling this planet, and just pissing off the population even more to bring in this other person with an even firmer grip. On the back half of the story, after he's decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to embrace this Messiah figure that the... Yes.
Great memes.
It also feels like in the book where there's so much build up to everything, and then once the battle happens, like it's over. It's not really a battle. It's
exactly.
It's
there's no struggle in it.
Yes,
it's completely overpowering.
But I think that's the point, and the point is like. The real struggle was, hey, I've seen these bad things happening because I do this. Mm-hmm. I know, like, I can see the future. I can see the projections, and I can see what is going to happen if I embrace this Messiah figure. If I drink this poison,
the water of life.
What is going to happen and how it's going to happen. So it's a foregone conclusion once he has finally decided to embrace being the Lisan al-Gaib. Everything falls into place because that's how it was going to happen. It's hard because it's hard to really show this in the book. The book actually does end like that, where it's
that's what I thought. I thought the part 1 and 2 were the book. So
yes, the book does end like he's taking the hand of the emperor's daughter and starting a war.
Pivot.
Yeah. So it's hard to convey because the author's intent is to show a Messiah figure, what's dangerous about a Messiah figure.
Oh yeah,
how this could have this planet has been operating the way it has without this gigantic war stretching the cosmos and destroying a ton of life. And then in the next book, get ready because it's even more heavy-handed and like this is a bad guy. Like Paul is not a hero. So yeah, I see your. I definitely see the criticism there, but like absolutely the visuals, the sound, unreal.
It feels good to know in a day and age where visual effects are so heavily criticized and so poorly done in a lot of cases. It's good to know that people can do it correctly.
Yes,
because there's no doubt. Like I have no doubt what I'm seeing is happening. Like that sandworm is real, like 100%.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
That's what happens when you have everything planned out, and you don't do a ton of reshoots. You don't go back to the VFX houses and say, "Hey, you have a week to turn this." It's like you are able to go into it with that vision of like these are the shots that we need. And I heard Denis give a brief Denis Villeneuve.
Yes.
Villeneuve. give a brief overview of how he works, and he writes the script, and then he storyboards every scene, and then he rewrites the script after he's done the storyboards. So he has each scene and all the visuals that he wants going into filming. So there's so much time for them to be thoughtful about how they want to implement each piece of CG. So it's just about time, and it's about like care that you put into it. Like it sucks for the effects houses who get bad reputations because Marvel is like, we just reshot this entire movie and it comes out next month.
Yeah, and we already announced it, and it's already set to be.
Yeah.
No, it's cool, because you can tell when CG was really taken off in like the late 2000s, early 10s, where like Transformers, Pirates of the Caribbean, like those, like overall those effects look almost better than a lot of the effects used today, and it's because they were still trying to impress people with it. It had passed the hey, look, we can do this, the like visual effects of like the 90s and stuff, where it's just like, haha, we can do things now. And then people were like, okay, that looks kind of bad actually.
Yeah.
And then people were like, no, check this out.
Yeah, they took their time and they like made it a feature of the movie, and it's not a feature of the movie for Marvel movies. It's like just table stakes. This has to happen. This ship needs to fly this direction. We don't have enough time to give it texture. We don't have enough time to light it correctly. That's a big thing too. Like a lot of this stuff just looks terrible because you can't like. They haven't lit it correctly, so in post they have to go in like bump exposures and do a whole bunch of manipulation to make it fit in the scene. Maybe it's a lesson, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Maybe
Disney has said that they are going to be focusing on quality, not quantity. So we'll see what happens.
That away, Bob. Bob coming back in.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You don't know if that's going to happen, or...
Well, it was under his watch that they did all of the like Disney Plus Marvel shows and all that.
That was the later stuff, but I feel like that stuff was already in motion under Chapek before he fully got his hands back on the reins.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or am I not understanding that timeline?
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. So then, this may get me in hot water. I think the pinnacle of this story, the main character, needed to have been cast as somebody with more emotional strength than Timothée Chalamet. Jeff is familiar with my distaste for Timothée Chalamet, and I'm just like, another thing that felt lacking is when he is giving his big old terrifying speech in the temple, like, watch his eyes. His eyes don't move the whole time. He's yelling, and he's like intense about it ish, but his eyes are just deadpan. And I'm not gripped. I'm not grabbed in when he's doing that. And I thought that I had fully, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to say Timothée Chalamet is a bad actor. I was like, I'm committing to that. And then the other day, I watched Wonka. And boy, howdy, is he not a delight.
Wow!
That totally flipped in my head. I was like, okay, yeah, what's the name of the actor in the original?
Gene Wilder?
Dune.
Dune. Kyle MacLachlan?
Yeah. I'm like, he's kind of got that vibe. That character does. Like, I can understand that. And then I was here saying Wonka's a complete miscast. 100%. I think I'm going to flip that take now. I think he wants to be happy. I think Timothée Chalamet wants to be happy and sing and dance because it's fun. And he doesn't want to be all emotionally ground down anymore. That's my take.
Okay. So, I really don't...
I feel like I'm watching a high school play when he is yelling in the temple.
I really just don't want to touch... I don't want to touch the topic. I'm just gonna let you live in that world. I've done my due diligence. I've done my attempts to refute, and I'm just gonna let you everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and I'm going to say that I disagree, but I will.
Please. No. Yes.
I will not
That's
fight
okay.
you on your beliefs.
I was like, I shouldn't say this because it's not a popular opinion, and I was like, what is the internet if not a place for unpopular opinions?
Why? What's the point of having a podcast if you
if I don't bring forth some controversy?
Exactly.
I understand. I am in the minority here. I just personally do not get the. Like, all the other actors in it are so amazing. Like, Austin Butler does an amazing job.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a psychopath. Oh my gosh, he sounds almost exactly like Stellan Skarsgård.
It was
I
couldn't believe it. I know.
I know.
He was talking in one scene, and I was like, Stellan Skarsgård's mouth's not moving.
Yeah. I don't doubt for a second that Austin Butler is a psychopath in this movie. I can't give. I'm like, that's Timothée Chalamet. That's not
interesting. Okay.
Paul Atreides. I can't get past like Josh Brolin. He is that character. Dave Bautista. He is that character. Rebecca Ferguson is Reverend Mother. I don't doubt it for a second. I'm totally bought in. But for some reason, this may be my own bias. I just like that's Timothée Chalamet acting as Paul Atreides. You can feel the same way. You can feel opposite. I'm putting in my 2 cents.
That the only thing that makes me feel like confused about this stance is that it is not 100% anymore. Like it used to be 100%, and I was like, okay, just chalk it up. Ryan doesn't like this guy, and that's fine.
Well, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, I enjoyed him in Wonka.
Yeah, now I'm confused. Now I don't know what to believe.
But see, that makes me think. Because if it's personal bias. If I don't like Timothée Chalamet, I'm not going to like him in anything. Period.
Right.
So now I'm confused as well. Like that makes me think that my take on him in Dune is not as close-minded as it could be.
It's just what you think, and that's fine.
It's what I think, and I'm sorry for any fans out there. I mean, you don't have to worry about me because majority's on your side. Just if there's other people feeling that way out there, others are too. It's all right. And Tim, I'm sorry. Yeah, loved you in Wonka. It was great.
But you had a good time in Wonka? I had a good time in Wonka.
I did have a good time in Wonka.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Especially the way they use... they don't shy away from the original music, which I
that was really
very
nice.
much appreciate.
It was just the perfect amount.
I agree.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's weird because that is a very not a real world, but it is like the original is like not as fantasy land as
true
this one is. So it's like, is this the same? Whatever. I appreciated it. I was able to step back from like, what are the implications of the same music?
Yeah.
The Oompa Loompas looking the same? What's going on there?
The same.
Okay, the same styling for the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
Like the orange, the green hair, the...
Yeah, true.
And
I definitely thought I was going to hate Hugh Grant.
And the Oompa Loompa Doompity-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They just dive in with that. Apparently that's always been a thing.
He was terrific.
He was fun.
They used him pretty sparingly, but they used him perfectly. And then the credits was just excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Let me see. Yeah.
So drop your takes in the comments. Let me have it. Tear me a new one, or agree with me if you're feeling crazy. Throw it in there. How do you feel about Timothée Chalamet? Or anything else we talked about? How do you feel like anything? Just say anything.
Yeah. Just let us know you're alive.
Let us know you're out there. Let us know you're listening. So I think that's
it does it for me. Yeah.
I think it does. Yeah.
So should we talk about part 2 of Table for Who?
I think we should.
Okay, so I'll give a brief recap, and then you said that you have some ideas for this.
Some ideas, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the high level idea of this is that there is a dinner happening. We start off showing the intermingling of this dinner. It's a dinner amongst old friends. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Then our main character gets up to go use the restroom. And when he returns, nobody at the table remembers him. So that's pretty much where we're at. We threw around like, okay, he causes a disturbance because he's upset that they're trying to pull a prank on him or something, and he's kicked out of wherever they're at, and he has to figure out what is going on. There's potentially someone that wasn't caught in this that he is able to find. He needs to figure out what has happened. Yep. We threw around some stuff, but I'm very much open to just seeing whatever we can come to here, because it was a little half-baked on everything.
Gotcha. I think we keep the story mechanism of him being kicked out, thrown in the drunk tank for the night, and then being thrown like back on the street on his own. I think we do that. But thematically,
okay,
I think how we can approach this is like give it like a meaning, and then maybe that will kind of help us have stuff fall into place.
Okay.
So I'm kind of thinking the point of this is how others perceive you can hold you back.
Okay.
So how his friends know him, like what he does, what he's good at, the things he likes to do, holds him back. Like what he thinks they think of him holds him back from doing the things he actually wants to do. So removed of the burden of your friends expecting you to want to do this on Saturdays or do that on the weekdays, like removed of the burden of that, he is able to open up and start to do the things he wants to do. And it's not saying that your friends hold you back. It's not the case. It's you kind of build or you kind of dig a hole for yourself in what you think people expect of you. And if you don't get out of that hole, you won't do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
So if we approach it like that, yeah. Go from that, and his resolution by the end is world's my oyster. Which the world is always your oyster. That's also the point of this.
Okay. I like this. Okay, so we, instead of it being something like a psychological thriller, like you're saying, it is like a drama, and we don't even explain why they don't remember him.
I think so. I think that part of it.
Okay.
I think we don't say... It still could be a psychological thriller. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to squash that.
No. But if it is this, where he is just forgotten by everyone, by all of it, I guess if he's just forgotten by everyone, he has to re-enter life. So
and there's some trickiness to this, because obviously he needs like a foundation, like he has, like his landlord has to know about him and
right
where he gets money. They like that all has to be remembered. But yeah, he takes this as a go out on your own, reinvent yourself. Maybe we can also move a different direction.
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out like what do we do with that? How do we fill this story? He gets to the end and he is liberated from responsibilities, or he's liberated from his people's expectations of what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But what do we do with that? Like where?
Yeah.
How do we show that? Do we have scenes where he looks at his calendar and there's like something on there to meet somebody, and he's like, oh, they don't remember me, I don't have to do this, that was a piece of my life that I no longer need to do, what can I do instead?
Yeah. We should make sure that if he does have a situation like that with the calendar, I think he needs to allude to it earlier on and specify that there's an aspect of it he doesn't appreciate. Because I don't want it to be, oh, cool, all of my friends don't remember me anymore, and I didn't like them anyway, so who needs them? This is not a who needs friends type of story here. But yeah, I think a lot of it is him he's angry about people not remembering him. He thinks it's a joke for a while, and then he's genuinely trying to figure out why, and then he finally lets go. How that actually looks.
Yeah.
It may be tricky.
I don't know how we tell that story without it being like, I hated everybody anyway.
I know,
I'm struggling with this direction a bit. On one hand, it's nice. It's like it takes away a little bit of pressure from, maybe that's just a piece of it. Maybe that's just a small piece of the story that we do. Like that is just one lesson that he takes away. Like life is short. Don't waste it on these various tasks that he was then freed of.
Okay. Yeah.
Do we want to do something where it's like some phenomenon where it lasts only a certain amount of time?
Okay, that might be an even better way to bring the point home, because he comes back, like they remember him again, but that doesn't mean he has to go back to the way he was before. He's still liberated and has friends. I kind of like that. And then we end it with the realization that it has ended, but that doesn't mean he has to, like, he's disappointed for a second, but then he's like, nah, I can still, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But do we have him get over the hump of letting go of the confusion and anger, and then just kind of ride out that wave the whole time and then finish high? Or do we have another kind of, maybe there's another element middle 75% of the way through that's a different struggle unrelated to, like you said, maybe there's someone that remembers him still, and maybe that person's an antagonist.
Maybe that person is also experiencing this phenomenon.
Yes. Okay. Experiencing this phenomenon unrelated to his group, I'm kind of thinking. Somehow they find each other.
Yes.
And
somehow
they don't have prior contact.
Yeah. Maybe they like post somewhere.
I kind of envisioning a chance encounter on the street where the guy is like angry at people for not remembering who he is, and the guy's like, or we could do it like what was it? Self-Reliance, where he puts the ad on Craigslist.
Yeah. I'm really struggling with this one.
A lot of times you get an exciting idea, and it is extremely hard to envision all the things a story needs. Movies are long, people. Maybe we just got to submit shorts.
There you go. Honestly, this sounds like a great short.
It sounds an amazing short. Amazing Short has a funky twist to it that just glides.
Yeah, like it's like, it feels like a short that starts with like following a meteor passing by Earth, and then you go into this restaurant, and then this person is returning to their table and nobody remembers them, and then there's just like the point of confusion and anger, and then he's kicked out, and then he goes home trying to figure out what's going on, and he spends like a week or something trying to figure it out, and then you see like it's like an asteroid that has perfectly entered Earth's an orbit around Earth. It does one cycle and slingshots itself away. So the time that the asteroid is circling Earth is the time that nobody remembers him, and then the asteroid goes away. And
Dog, why are you acting like that's not exactly what we're gonna do for this movie as well? You just like get out of here. That makes total sense. We can use that for a movie. Come on, dude, that's great.
Oh, yes, and then we have like interstitials where we just are following the asteroid around the planet.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that. I think that's a great idea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
dude, that's fantastic. Okay, beautiful.
The asteroid makes everybody forget this guy. Excellent.
Yeah, I think he's got to like I don't know, like walk under some weird mechanism, like just as it passes by. So maybe something about the bathroom. Maybe the people talk about the bathroom. It's like, hey, this used to be a bank vault, and
oh yeah, like it's like lead lined or something.
Yeah. So he's the only one in the restaurant. But then that would make sense why some other people also have the issue. Dude, did you just like pull that out of a hat? Why were you like, oh yeah, this asteroid? I'm like, wait, that makes total sense. Get out of here. That was great.
Cinematic
I'm
mind.
all over that.
I do like this. I like this. I like this now. So he gets to spend some time like he's like, guys, look at your phones. I'm gonna call you. It's gonna come up with a contact card for me. Like, come on. Like, you know me. And then everybody's like, oh, dude, I have literally no idea. So there's like an a point of anger at the restaurant where he not overreacts, but he reacts strongly to the fact that they are not remembering him. He gets kicked out. He goes home. He goes to the drunk take, goes home, and he's like, how am I going to convince these people that they know me? And he has to go through life for a little bit like that, and it's like lasts a week, and then everybody remembers him again. And so there's the lesson of like there are some things that I don't want to be doing. So he gets to the end of that week, and people remember him again, and he is like, okay, new boundaries. This is how I'm living. This is how I'm living my life. You remember me again, great. But we're not going to be doing this.
Yes, exactly. And maybe he has some things on his calendar that he's like, okay, yeah, cool, I don't have to do that because I didn't really want to do that. But maybe he gets sad at moments where he's like, oh, I was looking forward to that. Like, he still has aspects of his life that
100%.
he did enjoy.
100%.
So we can have him either show up to those things and be like, right. Or be like, I wish that was still going on. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And all the while, we got the little space rock flying around the Earth.
Cool.
Yeah. Do we end it kind of like tongue-in-cheek where one of his other friends was in the bathroom? So it's like a toggle. So then everyone flips, except for now they don't remember this guy.
All right.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we made some progress.
Indeed. Very nice.
So, do you have a connection for me?
I hope this may be too easy, but it might not be. So we'll see. Can you connect Jeff Bridges to Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Jeff Bridges is in True Grit with Matt Damon, who's in Ocean's 12 with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Dang, okay. Too easy. Mine was slightly more whimsical. It was Jeff Bridges is in Surf's Up with Shia LaBeouf, who is in Fury with Brad Pitt, who is in Sinbad with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also in Ocean's 12 with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Also, yeah. I thought, I'm like, oh, Sinbad. And I was like, wait, I'm like, what else is Catherine Zeta-Jones in? And I'm like, oh, great, Ocean's 12.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But
yeah,
that was they can't all take 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you gotta come in with some light ones.
Yeah,
sweet.
Well, people forget Sinbad. What's the subtitle here? Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas.
Sick movie.
Amazing animated film. Go watch it. Golden era of 2000s animation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, kids, that's probably gonna do it for us. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, some tears. And we hope to see you next time, whenever that is, on Not Coming Soon. I have been Ryan.
And I have been Jeff.
And we sincerely hope you get to where you're going. Good night.
Wow, that was... That was really good.